Today's Hot New Country B105.7. I'm Derek Michaud, and just as promised, I mentioned that I am going to come on the air here and just basically give you a life story of why I'm in radio. Let's see, I'm trying to move the microphone back to where it was when I was doing the broadcast. And I'm also going to give you a Bruins update. I'm actually going to do that first because that's going to be the quickest. Basically, in a nutshell, we did not get. Just trying to move the. We did not get Jarome Iginla. Just heard from Bruins general manager Peter Chiarelli that there was a list of 4 teams that Iginla wanted to go to. He had a no trade clause that he was willing to waive, and he said that if he, if he was going to waive his no trade clause, it'd be to one of these teams. As far as I know 2 of the teams, obviously Boston and Pittsburgh. I'm unaware of the 2 other teams. So the initial trade that was going to be sending Jarome Iginla to Boston would be for Matt Bartkowski and Alexander Kokochev. I really apologize I just heard the last name and I'm just trying to make sure I don't slaughter it, and I apologize if I do. So, but as you know, I'm not a general manager for anything. I am the program director here at the B, but I am not a general manager. Especially, I guess I could wear the. All right. I'm not a general manager of a sports franchise. So stuff like this falls through the cracks sometimes. It didn't work out, and Mr. Iginla decided to go to Pittsburgh. So he went to Pittsburgh. We lost out. I'm sure it's not going to be the last time that we lose out on a big player like that. I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure it is not the last time that. This is not the only time that we have lost out on a big player. Actually, I can guarantee you we haven't. We lost out on the Michael Ryder sweepstakes because apparently there was talks that Michael Ryder might come back to Boston and play for us again, but that didn't happen. Okay. So that being said, we didn't get Jarome Iginla. Let's move on. Let's do what we got to do to try to win the Stanley Cup. I'm a big-time Boston Bruins fan, have been all my life. So with that being said, let's move on. So the name of this segment is, supposed to be today's Hot New Country B105.7, Why I Am in Radio. Well, if you look at this, it says B105.7, Why I'm in Radio, and Bruins News. So if you want to listen to this podcast, and as a matter of fact, I'm going to check right now, see if anybody is. So, excuse me. So let's just check this out here. www.Spreaker.com. If you want to listen, you hear me typing there. All right. 94 followers, 3,622 plays. Wow. Really? All right. No listeners as of yet, but I'm sure a lot of people are going to listen to this because this is very interesting. I am going to post this on a few Facebook walls. Okay. Why I got into radio. Very simple. I love country music. This is exactly why the format is the way it is. I did radio specifically for me, but it all starts out when I was a kid. I am. Excuse me there. Had to take care of something. Like I said, I'm a big country music fan. Now, when I was a little kid, I think I was doing this. I think I started doing this after this particular event that I'm going to talk about. I don't know anything about concerts. I don't know anything about. I don't know that concerts happen. I don't know anything. When you're. I was probably about 7 or 8 years old, maybe a little younger. I don't think I was this old I might have been maybe 6. It was either 6, 7, or 8. I was really young anyway. For some odd reason, my dad decided, hey, let's go see Kenny Rogers. And, I love my dad, love both my parents, actually. And he decided, yeah, let's go see Kenny Rogers. Poor guy. Later on, he'd probably find out that's a big mistake. Don't get me hooked on concerts. Don't do it. So we did, and here's the thing. I'm going to tell you some stuff that I'm not really proud of but you act a certain way as a kid, and you would never do this stuff as an adult. So, I don't know anything. I don't know that I can't not meet Kenny Rogers. I don't know anything about concerts. I don't know how they work. I don't know anything. As far as I was concerned, a concert is, hey, we'll go to a concert and, hey, we might be able to meet the guy or the actor, whatever the case might have been. So the concert was the Kenny Rogers and the Kenny Rogers and the Forrester Sisters. Tickets went on sale at a certain. No, I'm not even going to go there. You could have gotten tickets by calling Ticketmaster now. Never mind. So the show was Kenny Rogers, the Forrester Sisters' very first concert at the Bangor Auditorium. And the concert was put on by 97.1 WYOU at the time. Probably, that is the station that got me into radio. That is the station. No offense to the other stations. No offense to Q106.5. Definitely no offense to the Bear. I listen to all country radio. WYOU is actually no longer 97.1. WYOU, as far as I'm concerned, I'm not sure exactly if those call letters still exist. I have tried to Google those call letters and can't really find anything. I think it's a station in Tennessee, a TV station in Tennessee or something like that. Okay, so I go to this concert and I'm all excited. Now, the weird thing is, I think my mother made brownies, or somehow brownies got involved in this. And I can't remember where I'm sitting, but I can't be sitting close enough that Kenny Rogers is going to see that I actually am holding a brownie. I'm holding a brownie thinking he's going to take it. It's like, here. It's like somebody holds a can of soda and you're trying to get your attention. Hey, here, you want a soda? Yeah, sure, why not? That didn't happen, okay? So, anyway, I get... I'm holding this brownie up the whole show. I think even during the Forrester Sisters act, because, hey, I don't know, one of them might want to eat something chocolatey or something. Yeah, because, come on, being a country singer is a very, very strenuous job. It's got to be. So anyway, I'm holding the brownie for the whole show. And, all right, so he doesn't take the brownie. Show's over. Let's move on. And, again... few years later, with all of the four of us, my mom, my dad, my sister and I, my sister Michelle and I went to, I don't know, I don't even remember. I don't even remember why he did it. I don't remember if I asked him. I don't remember anything. But he somehow got tickets to Charlie Daniels. And listen, if Mom and Dad, if you guys listen to this and you want to shed some insight on why, we know why I went to see Kenny Rogers the first time. Why we went to see Charlie Daniels at Bass Park in Bangor. Definitely, I don't remember. Shed some light on it. Go ahead. So this was at Bass Park in Bangor where they used to hold horse races. And this is going to tell you exactly why I got into radio. Believe me, I know I'm babbling, but this all leads somewhere. Trust me. And plus, I have 3 hours to kill, so why not? Not that I'm going to be on for 3 hours, but you know. So he gets 4 tickets. Where my mom, my dad, my sister, and I, we all go. And we're actually, I don't know if it was general admission, but the funny thing is, we're sitting in the second row. Okay? The stage is right, I mean, I could see the stage. And it said, Charlie Daniels, well, it says, welcome Charlie Daniels. I'll never forget it. Never forget it. And as a matter of fact, it's funny that I say that, and I have a story to tell you about another concert in a little bit. So, okay, Bootleg is on. Bootleg is a local band. Really good, actually. I mean, gosh, they were phenomenal. Like, yeah, after I saw them, I wanted to see. I mean, I didn't know that they were local. I just knew they were good. I mean, they sang Guitars Cadillacs by Dwight Yoakam, and they sang If I Had You by Alabama. I mean, and they did a phenomenal, unreal, phenomenal job. It was just crazy. Okay, great job, guy. Bootleg. And it's weird because I thought Dad said it was Charlie Daniels and Tanya Tucker. So I don't know where Bootleg came in, and he said I asked him about it a few years ago, like many years ago. He said, "Oh, I said Charlie Daniels and Bootleg." I said, "Oh, okay, whatever." So we go to that, and I'm sitting in the second row and whatnot, and I'm 8 years old. I know this because this concert was in '89. It's actually on VHS somewhere. Oh God, yeah, it's on VHS somewhere, and again, I'm not trying to say that kids are dumb. I'm definitely not, but because they're not. But me, I'm thinking that I'm dumb as a stick as a kid. Okay, that's just my thought. So there's this guy, and I don't know anything about being drunk. I don't know anything about anything, really. I just know that during, what was the song? I believe it was Guitars and Cadillacs. This guy, and I do remember his first name. His first name was Kevin. He came up to me. He motioned, "Do you want to dance?" And okay, I hate to beat a dead horse. You're 8 years old. You're going to do it, right? I mean, unless your parents actually tell you not to, you're going to do it, right? So I did. I don't know. I could have been killed, but I don't know. I think in that case, of course, my parents were supervising and videotaping. Anyway, burn the videotape. No, actually don't, because I do want to see that Charlie Daniels concert again. That Charlie Daniels concert was phenomenal. And he's dancing with me, and I said to him, I says, "So, what's your name?" He says, "My name's Kevin." It's like, okay. I'm not thinking anything of it because I don't know anything. I'm not when you have when you're, like I said, when you're 8 years old, you don't have the type of education that you wouldn't know what to look for in an intoxicated person or anything like that. So, we were talking about it a few years later. I don't know why, I don't know how, but my family and I were. They mentioned that there's a lot of drunk people at that concert. And that guy was one of them. And so, hey, it was fun. So Charlie Daniels put on a great show. He sang some awesome songs he sang a song. He actually opened the show with a song that I probably will never hear again. I think it's called something like "Good Times Go Crazy" or something like that. Great song. I mean, absolutely phenomenal song. And that concert literally that concert made me fall in love with Simple Man. As a matter of fact, yeah, that was awesome. Okay. So, I don't know how these things happen. Because when you're a kid, you don't. Oh, geez, did I ask them? Because I know that I was a big fan of Alabama when I was a kid. Alabama was my favorite group. Alabama was the group, right, in the 80s? I mean, come on. It's Alabama. You got to know. I mean, they were the artists of the decade in the 80s, So, I was watching a special called My Home's in Alabama. And I cannot remember. And like I said, please, parents, and I don't mean parents, I mean my parents, if you're listening to this podcast. And you're not because you're sleeping right now. But if you listen to this podcast, please, without trying to embarrass me, shed some light on the topics that I'm covering today. But I have to step back. And believe me, I'll get to this Alabama story in a second. I had to step back because